Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at representing place value. This is Readiness Practice, 4th grade, 4.2b. If you are interested in looking at the advanced or the proficient versions of 4.2b, you can find those along with Readiness Practice resources aligned with any other standard using the link in the video description. So our first intermediate problem here asks us to write the population of Dallas in word form and expanded form. 2023, the population was 1,304,182. So I'm going to build a place value chart. And I know our standard here goes to uh, up to 1 billion. So we've got plenty of space there to build this number within that 1 billion threshold that we have in 4.2b. My number here is 7 digits. So I'm going to build a 7-digit number, and I'm going to make a little bit of a place value chart. Now, instead of writing the place value names, I like putting the values. That's really going to help me in my expanded form. So what are the values of each of these places? So I'm just going to write that's 10, that's 1, that's 10, that's 100. Now, I'm going to write the value that's my thousands place. You notice all I'm doing is just adding an extra 0. Now the comma is moving because I'm adding the extra 0 at the end. But I've got 100,000 up there, and this is my millions place. So it has a 1 followed by 6 zeros, 1 0 for each blank afterwards. All right, so let's put our number in there. 1,304,182. So when I need a word form, I'm going to write it exactly like I say it. Now, I've been saying it correctly. If you struggle to say it correctly, let me give you this suggestion here. So we're going to break this into periods or families. So this is the ones period, these 3 digits. This is the thousands period, the 3, the 0, the 4, and this is the millions period. Now it can have up to 3 digits, but this number only has that very first digit, the 1 millions. And so what you do is you say each number within that family. You read it as if it's a separate number, and then you say the family name, all except for the last one. So for example, uh, there's only one. There's a digit 1, that's it, and then what's the family name? Million. So we're going to say 1 million, still separated with a comma. Now I'm going to say this number as if it were a separate number, 304. So if we were to say 304, we wouldn't say 304. That's the number 304. So we are going to say 300. We're not going to say and 4 because the and means decimal. So 304, and then we're going to say the family name, 1,000. And then we're going to comma, and then we're going to say this last part, 182. And it's the last one. You don't have to say the family name. You don't say 182 ones. You just say 182. And most of the time, you're going to see a hyphen when you're using this 2-digit like that, like an 82 or 36 or something like that. So that is our number in word form. Now, let's see what is it going to be in expanded notation. Now, expanded notation is different than expanded form, right? Expanded form shows you the sum of the values of each of the digits. Expanded notation also shows you the sum, but it's the digit in that place value times its place value. So we'll start with the largest. So I've got a 1, then I'm going to multiply it by its place. So that's why these place values are going to be very important. So I've got the digit 1 times the 1 million. Sometimes you'll see it using parentheses. You don't really need parentheses, so I'm going to leave the parentheses off. With order of operations, you always multiply first. So next is 3. So I'm going to multiply that 3 times what place value is it in? It's in the hundred thousands place. So 3 times 100,000. I'm not going to do anything with that 0 because anything times 0 is 0. So we actually skip that. We don't need a placeholder there. we're just going to go next to 4. We're going to multiply that by its place value. That 4 is in the thousands place. I'll go to the next row. Now we're going to do another 1, but this 1 is in the hundreds place. The 8 is in the tens place. And we don't just write plus 2. We still have to write its value. 2 times 1. So that's how you would write it in word form in expanded notation. So we need to generate a number that includes the digit 2 with the value, and it has a specific value. Okay, so it doesn't tell me how big or small the number needs to be. So all I know is that it needs to have the digit 2 with the value of this 2 times 0.01. So we're looking at decimals. So that's 2 digits in. So at minimum, we need to have 3 digits. And I need to have a 2. I'm going to lock that in the 2 times 0.1. So let's write our place value. That's 1. That's 1/10. That 0.01 is actually 1/100th. So that's where my 2 needs to be. So let me lock in my 2 right there. And then honestly, I can do anything else, right? So I can make that a 7, and I can make that a 4 if I want to. And so that would be my standard form. And if I wanted to write that in expanded form, right, I could say that would be 7 plus, we're going to write the value. So what is that? 4 in the tenths place is worth 4/10. And then that 2 in the hundredths place is worth 2/100. So that is one option. Let me show you a different option. So let's say you want to get a little bit bigger. What we do have to have is we have to have a digit in the hundredths place. That is a 2. But you could make it a little bit bigger if you want to, right? So let's put our place values. So I've got my 100, my tens, my ones, still my tenths, and my hundredths, and I still need a 2 here. But now we can have 1096. I'm just making some digits up. So then this would be my standard form. And then for my expanded form, you're going to write the sum of the values of each digit, starting with the largest. That 1 in the hundreds place is 100, skipping that 0. 9 in the ones place is 9. 6 in the tenths place is 0.6. And a 2 in the hundredths is still going to be that 0.02. That's my expanded form. So there are many different numbers you can choose. Really what you're looking for is, are you putting a 2 in the hundredths place? Because that's what the problem asks for. So those are two options. You only need one, and there's almost an infinite number of choices you can make. So we can say answers may vary. For our third problem, we have a mystery number that we need to solve for. And we've got a few clues, and we've got a digit that has a value of 300, and we've got two different place values that are marked out for us. We've got a tenth and a hundredths. So what I want to do is I want to build my place value chart going to the hundreds place, because I see that that second clue tells me there's a number that has the value of 300. And then I need to go to the hundredths place. So let's build that 100, 10, 1, 1/10, 100th. So I'll put in blue what we know for sure. We've got a 4 with has a value of 4 times 0.1, or 4 times 1/10. So that means we're going to lock in our 4 right there. The 3 has a value of 300, so that's a 3 in the hundreds place. We're going to lock that in right there. And then the 2 is kind of like that first clue, but it has a value of 2 times 1/100th. So we're going to put that in right there. So then those are my clues, and I need to generate a number to fit these clues. So what I put in the tenths place and what I put in the hundredths place can really be anything at all. So if you want, you can just put two numbers that are two zeros if you want. You could also, since I know it's going to have to be a 3.42, right? You can put a 1 and an 8. You can put a 3. As long as we're keeping that 0.42 in there, you can keep a 9 and a 2. There's all different options there. So I'm just going to say answers may vary. You need two different answers, and I will circle in blue the digits that have to be there. We need a 3 in the hundredths place, a 4 in the tenths place, and a 2 in the hundredths place, and then the other two spots, the ones place and the tenths place, those may vary. This is the intermediate version of 4.2b. If you are interested in exploring the proficient or advanced version of 4.2b, or for looking at the readiness practice resources aligned with any other fourth grade standard, you can find them by using the link in the video description.